Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to create and delete directory, which are also called as folders, using Python. Okay, so uh, as you know, regular practice, we basically know how to create folder in Windows or any other operating system. So this time we are going to talk about how we are going to handle folder structures, how we are going to create a new folder, how we are going to access the file content inside a specific folder. Because it's really important that whenever you design a application, whenever you write a script, you have to specify the path where your data will be stored, or you have sometimes you have to automate certain stuff where you can easily delete and update or create new files. Okay, in order to deal with such operations, we have a module in Python. We call it as a module. So import os is a module which will help us to perform operations like creating and deleting directories. Okay, so the first step what you're going to do is you're going to import the os model. Okay, this is one Python coding line, I can say that. And then the right after that you're going to pass this, you're going to call this built-in method called getCwd. Here the getCwd refers to get current working directory. Okay, so whatever the output of this particular statements, it will be stored in this particular variable cwd. Okay, so for the, if you are not getting later on, you can read this commented line. So in Python we comment, if you want to add some additional information to your code, then you can use single hash or double hash to represent your information. So here it says that this function will return the current working directory. Okay, and then we are doing print statement, print current working directory, and I am passing the cwd variable here. So the moment you run this particular code, you're going to get the current working directory. Here the current working directory refers to the place or the folder by default where your all programs and all data will get stored. Okay, and if you want to change this current working directory to some other folder, so let's look into the next section of the code. So how we are going to change the directory? Again, if you have to do that, you have to import os, and then you're going to look currently you are in which directory or which folder. For example, the moment you do os.getCwd, you will get the current path of the directory. Okay, now this is a command which will help you to change your folder or directory. So os.chdr, ch stands for change, dir stands for directory. Then you will provide the new path where you want to change the folder location to. Okay, now change the path to directory, then again you are printing the getCwd. So in this exercise what we are doing is we are printing the path before changing the directory, and then we change the directory, and then again we are confirming whether the directory has changed successfully or not. Okay, so till now we have gone through how to get the current working directory and how to change the directory. So these are the two commands: getCwd, os.chdr. Okay, getCwd will not take any input parameters, whereas chdr will take the parameter as the path where you want to point your current working directory to. Okay, now let's talk about how we are going to creating a directory or creating a folder. Similarly, like if you want to create a folder, you will just import os, and then again see one thing, again down the line we will learn more in detail about how this os dot is working. You might have a question that how this os dot chdr and os dot getCwd or os dot mkdir. We will talk more in detail when we do the modules and packages. Okay, for now you understand that os is a module. Under that we have different methods like getCwd is one method, chdr is another method, and so on. So coming back to creating a directory, So first thing what you're going to do is you're going to import os module, and under that you're going to access the mkdir. So mkdir accepts the path or the folder name. For example, here I have given so desktop data neurons. Okay, this command, if you run either in your command window or in your scripting cells, it's gonna create a folder called data neurons. Similarly, I have created another folder under data neurons called as python classes. So the moment you run this line, it's gonna create a folder name called python classes. Okay, so this is about creating a directory, how you're going to create a directory inside the python. Now next, let's see how we can delete a directory. So similarly, like the way we have mk directory, we have rmdir, which is nothing but it will remove the specific directory where for the given path. Okay, now this is about deleting a directory. Now let's look into renaming a directory. Okay, so the moment you say os.rename, you have to give the path for the old folder name and provide the additional parameter where you want to have the new folder name. Here I have just changed the capital D and capital N with a small d and small n. So that folder name in the backend will get replaced with the small data neurons. Okay, so this is about how we are going to create, delete, rename directories using Python. Okay, now what I want you to do is open your Python interpreter, run this command in section by section. First you run this particular part, the one which I am highlighting on the top. Second, once you are completed and you don't have any doubts, then you're going to run this particular path, and then this one, and this one. So now let's get started. Open your Python, either if you are working on idle or PyCharm or Databricks Colab. But for this exercise, I would recommend use idle, because this is about folder structures. It has to be in your local machine. Okay, if you want to create folder in the Databricks and PyCharm also, this command will work. Anywhere you want, you can run this command. So get started and give me a update on whether it's completed or not. Okay, so your time starts now. Let's start executing this command and let me know if you have any doubts in this.